Hello beautiful, welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Bettina. I'm the makeup enthusiast. In this video, I'm here to bring you my next update on my project level up. I have some exciting news. We are leveling up today, so I am here to show you the progress on my palette that I was working on for level 2, which was the Deuce palette by Juvia's Place, and then I'm here to reveal to you which palette you guys voted on for level 3. So if you want to see that progress and which palette is coming in for level 3, then stay tuned. But before we get into the video, if you are new around here and you love watching project painting related content or any other beauty related content, make sure you subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into the update. So Project Level Up was created by Sofie Alexandra. It is a combination of like pan those eyeshadows and no pan left behind. So it is an eyeshadow based project. It is progressed in levels. So you start at level 1, grab an eyeshadow palette. You need to use every single shadow in that palette at least once, and then you need to hit pan on at least one pan in that palette. So each palette, there's kind of 2 goals for each palette. I am currently on level 2 with this current palette, so that meant I needed to use every single shadow in this palette at least twice, and I also needed to hit 2 pans in this palette. When I progress to level 3, I need to use every single pan in that palette 3 times, and then I need to hit 3 pans in that palette. So it's a good way to get some good use out of the entire palette. Traditionally with pan those eyeshadows, a lot of people, and I myself do this as well, will only focus on one shade in that palette, and quite often I am guilty of this myself as well. I will neglect the rest of the palette just out of pure desire to hit the pans for the project, so I focus on like one shade in each of the palette that has created like my color story for pan those eyeshadows. Whereas Project Level Up requires you to utilize the entire palette, so it is a little bit of a different challenge than pan those eyeshadows. All that being said, last month with my Juice palette by Juvia's Place, I had not hit my pan goals at all. I needed to hit 2 pans, and then I also had a few eyeshadows. I think I had like maybe 4 eyeshadows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I had 5 shadows that I hadn't reached my usage goal on. So let's show you what the palette looks like now. This is what the palette is looking like now, and I don't know if you can see it, but I have managed to hit my 2 pans. And I also have managed to hit my usage goal. So let's go through each shade and talk about how many times I've used them since the last update. So starting off with the top left-hand corner, we have the color Chocolate. I have used this one an additional 8 times since the last update. Last update, I was sitting at 9 uses. So the entire project or usage takes me to a total of 17 uses on that shadow. Moving along into the one in the top center there, that is Tart. Now last update, I was sitting at 1 use, and I did manage to use it 1 additional times, which made me meet my goal of 2 uses on the shadow. Moving along, we have the color Creme or Cream. Last month I had 0 uses on this one, so I was required to do 2 uses, and I did manage to hit my 2 uses on that one there. Whew, just scraped in with that one. Even Tart just scraped in. Moving along to the next row, in the middle row, we have Macarons. Now Macarons, again, I had 0 uses last month, so I did need to hit those 2 uses. I have managed to use this one 3 times since the last update, meaning I exceeded that 2 use goal. The one in the center there, we have the color Custard, that bright pink in the center there. Last month I was sitting at 1 use, and I have managed to use it an additional 3 times since then, taking me to a total of 4 uses in the project. Last but not least, on that row, we have the color Puffs. Now Puffs, last month I was sitting at 9 uses, and I did already have a dip on it. So I was getting very close to hitting pan, and with 2 additional uses, I managed to hit that small pan in the center there. Very happy with that. Now down on the bottom row, we have the color Berry Mousse. And as you can see, I did manage to hit pan on Berry Mousse. Last month I was sitting at 9 uses, and I've used it an additional 9 times to get this pan. We have Mont Blanc, which is this color in the center here. It is like it's like a silvery, like a blue tinted silver. Last month I was sitting at 0 uses, so I was nowhere near close to my 2-use goal. Since then, I have managed to use this one 3 times, reaching exceeding my 2-use goal. And last but not least, the one on the bottom corner here is Crepes. It does have a nice like little dip starting to go in there, but no pan. Last month I had 5 uses on this one and I've used it 4 additional times, taking it to a total of 9 uses on that one. So all in all, throughout the whole palette, I did get some pretty high uses on some of the shades. I'm quite happy with that. And I also have 2 pans in there now. Very proud of that fact because I was struggling there for quite a while last month. Last update, I was worried I wouldn't get pan by this update. And I did have some trouble with Macaron and Mont Blanc. It did take me quite a while to get my 3 uses on both of those. But luckily enough, I managed to pull it out of the bag and I've got this palette and level 2 finally completed. I'm very happy with that. I feel like this palette has been in for a little while and my gaps between updates as well have been a little bit longer. So although I think I've only updated twice on this palette, this being the second one, there has been quite a while between updates. So it has equated for the lack of updates, but it's also been a longer period of time. I think it's probably been maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 2.5, 3 months or something in total on that palette. I don't know, it seems like a lot. Anyway, so last update I did randomly draw 4 palettes. Last update, I did randomly draw 4 palettes for you guys to vote on as my palette for level 3. And you guys have kind of not shocked me, but also shocked me at the same time. So let's quickly run through the palettes that I had rotated in for voting. The first one was my Glamonatrix Cosmetics Singles Shimmer Palette. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But this is what that one looks like. We also had the Beauty Bay Midnight 16 color palette, which is like a blue purple color story. Then we had the Lethal Cosmetics Lethal is Dead palette. This was the collaboration with Teresa is Dead. That's what that one looks like. And last but not least was this little guy. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro palette. So that's what this one looks like. Kind of forgot about this one in my collection, but it's definitely a really pretty palette. So that is the 4 that you had to choose to vote on. And like I said, a little bit shocked with how you guys voted, but also kind of not really. So let's go through with the palettes. The palette that came in last was my Glamonatrix single palette, and shockingly, this one actually didn't get any votes. So I'm quite surprised by that fact. I thought some of you guys would really try and kind of throw me under the bus and make me work on a huge shimmer palette, but you guys clearly didn't want to shoot me in the foot like that. So thank you. This one is a 28 pan eyeshadow palette. So trying to pan and use 28 shimmer shadows 3 times and then hit pan on 3 of them would have been a hefty goal, would have been a lot of work. So I thank you guys for not voting that as number 1. Then coming in at 3rd place was actually this palette, and this is the Beauty Bay Midnight palette. This guy only got 2 votes. Sorry. So unfortunately that one didn't come in again. Kind of happy about this one because if I'm honest, just trying to get regular use out of this one, just with the blues and the purples, probably not that easy for me. So kind of happy with this one. I think this one I would prefer to be able to like just pick a color out of it to hit pan on. I think I would prefer both of these palettes as a pan those eyeshadows selection rather than a project level up selection. And then last but not least, these 2 actually came in as a tie for number 1. So you guys didn't really help me at all. If you guys could like make a clear winner, that would be great in future. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to pick which one. I thought about just picking myself. And I thought about going with the lethal because I think that if I had the Natasha Denona in for a higher level, that would be definitely beneficial for me. But in saying that, as we progress up the levels, it just means I'm going to be getting closer and closer to having to pan the entire palette. So that thought process also is kind of flawed because we're currently level 3. If I get up to level 4 or 5 and rotate this one in, that would mean I would have to pan 95 to 100% of the palette. And I don't know how I feel about that. And then the lethal palette, I thought that maybe this one, given it's a 9-pan palette and I'm only on level 3, I thought that could be a lot easier just having to pan 3 shades out of this palette, 3 uses on everything else, call it a day. But some of these shades are actually like not that easy to kind of incorporate for like everyday looks. I mean, the shimmers probably yes, but some of these, probably particularly this quad in the corner here, not that easy to use regularly. In saying that, I only need to use it 3 times. So we come to a dilemma of I can't decide which one to choose. They both have their pros and their cons for bringing them in for level 3 and for not bringing them in for level 3. So I'm just going to randomly generate a number between 1 and 2, like flipping a coin, and that's how we're going to decide. So I'm going to count Natasha Denona as number 1, Lethal Cosmetics as number 2. We're going to bring up random number generator, and that's going to decide for us. So wish me luck. Let me know your guesses down in the comments. So we have between 1 and 2. Let's go. Okay, we have number 1, which is the Natasha Denona. This is the one I said was number 1, right? I said Natasha Denona number 1, Lethal Cosmetics number 2. Yeah, okay. We're going to go with the Natasha Denona palette. I think this is a good choice because we're at level 3. I still think this is going to be tough because 3 out of 5 pans in a palette is still most of the palette. But I think with 3 out of 5 pans in the palette, I still have a little bit of choice. So, and I think that this would work as kind of everyday work makeup. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm confident. I'm going into this confident. It's going to be great. It's going to be fine. We're going to get through level 3 super easy. It's going to be easy breezy. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Am I convincing myself? Not really, but it is what it is. This is level 3 Natasha Denona mini retro palette. My guesses are I'm probably going to hit pan on both of these shimmers at the end. And I think probably this pink. I think I'm going to be a chicken, and I'm probably going to go with the 3 pink shades basically to hit pan. I definitely obviously will get 3 uses on the 2 like green shades, but I think I'm going to be a chicken. I'm probably going to be a chicken and just pan the 3 pinks. I also want to say this one might be a good call because actually there's a khaki shade in my Pan Those eyeshadows that I'm really having difficulty using and like getting some use out of. I've only used it once, like the entire time I've had it in the project since the start of the year. So this color story might just like light a fire under me, and I might be able to pair that particular shade with some of these, and I might be able to use this one with that a little bit more. I might be able to get some more use out of that Sydney Grey shade in my Pan Those eyeshadows by using it with this one a little bit more. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So that's my level 3 palette, nice and small and compact. I think this is probably one of the smallest palettes I've ever tried to pan. Not mad about it. I'm excited. I'm going to give it a red hot go. Let's see how far we get. Let's see how long it takes us to hit pan on these. I would love to know if you have ever hit pan on any shades in this palette and how long it took you to hit pan on the shades in this palette, please let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe down below if you're not already, so you can keep up to date on my future project pan updates and any of my other beauty related content. That's it for this video, beautiful. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, beautiful.